Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another Madman commentary video. This one for one of my favorite films, The Chronicles of Red Dick. For real though, this is a commentary track for The Chronicles of Red Dick from 2004, a movie that nobody cares about or remembers, but it's one of my favorite schlocky action sci-fi movies. It's basically Fast and Furious in space. But there's about to be an opening monologue here, so let's let that play out, shall we? We've got a nice creepy ass Art Deco face coming into frame here. Ooh, yes, the clean lines. And very stern faces. For some reason, the Art Deco humanoid sculptures were always very fucking grim looking. Like creepily grim. Not just stoic, but like kind of, I don't know. It's like you can use art for any purpose. You can use it to elevate or intimidate. It's the difference between good and evil. Great shot of his face turning there. Fucking love this. Whoever designed the costumes in this and the sets, 10 out of 10. So we have Judi Dench here. Introducing our villains. Very interesting to start a movie introducing the villains. Now, this is exposition, which is bad, but this movie, I will have to say right off the bat, is not very good. It's mid at best. I have a nostalgic attachment to it because I saw it in theaters with my dad when I was like 10 or 11, and it blew my fucking mind. And I've since rewatched it about a dozen times since then, and it holds up. It holds up because it's so strange. So essentially, these weird, creepy aliens in this universe, this race of aliens or race of people, have been hypnotized into worshiping some kind of eldritch god of darkness. You know, they're Yog Sothoth adherents or something. And Judi Dench has one of the best lines in this. Evil should be fought by another kind of evil. You know, it's very Sun Tzu. It's like pitting your opponents against each other to whittle them down. So it's like Cthulhu versus Yog Sothoth, to use a Reddit Lovecraftian metaphor. And I should mention, too, there are two films that precede this. There's Riddick Pitch Black, which came out, I don't know, 2001 or something. And then there's an animated film animated by the same people who animated Aeon Flux. Isn't that interesting? Both of those movies are great. I plan to do commentaries on them at some point, but this movie is top on my priority list of movies that I haven't commentated on yet because I love it so much. It's one of the best movies, the best sort of zeros. I'll clarify to shallow the pool so this movie looks better. It's one of the best zeros schlock action sci-fi movies. There. Now it's only competing against a few films instead of a bunch. Again, that's enough about me jacking off, justifying my enjoyment of this movie. I'm gonna try to argue for why it's good. So I'll leave those justifications behind. We're going to talk about specific things from now on. So right off the bat here, intense chase scene on an icy planet. Vin Diesel's character has clearly been hiding out here for a long fucking time. He's got a giant beard. He's being hunted by mercenaries. And you've got some very aliens tier dialogue here, you know, throw in a fresh pair of panties, you little silly Billy. We have Vin Diesel climbing a nice styrofoam snowy shelf there. And I love how their ship is kind of weird looking, like it has all these weird protrusions on it. I don't know. It looks like a little trilobite or a little pill bug or something you'd send down from the mothership. It's very lightweight. I love this. Both his gunners are already fucking dead. In case you didn't know, Riddick is a badass. That's what these scenes are establishing. That he's a badass. And of course, the guy's name is Toombs. Haha, very funny. He's a bounty hunter. His name is Toombs. Really, though, it's a joke because he gets his crews killed by trying to pursue Riddick. And oh, he was hiding on top the ship the entire time. Man, his clothing, it looks like Book of Eli, which came out like 10 years after this. I never saw that movie, but I saw fucking advertisements for it all over the place. Somebody paid a lot for ad revenue for Book of Eli because I kept seeing those dusty Fallout 3 outfits fucking everywhere. Oh, and I love this. He's like, "You made three mistakes, man. First, you never listened to Bob Marley. Then you would have understood my hair and my beard. Second mistake, you never smoked a ganja. That would have opened your mind, man. And if you can be one shot by ganja, you're not meant to ascend. And the third mistake you made was not protecting your balls from me knife here." He uses the toe crushing technique from fucking. Oh my god, man. Woo! Helion Prime. I love the ice in his hair. That's so good, man. Whoa, where you going? You're either gonna play D&D with me, or you're gonna be kicked off this ship. Whose ship is this? It's insane that this dude, spoiler alert, survives this. I have no idea how they justify that. Well, they don't. Somehow he leaves him on a. He should have frozen to death in 3 hours, but apparently he doesn't. But then there wouldn't be a movie, would there? And we wouldn't be able to have our little fun. Now Vin Diesel's strapping himself up to his fent drip. You have to be on a constant drip of fentanyl to be able to travel through time. That's the secret of this movie. It's like, I'm a lone wolf and a badass. I can't have any friends. The ship's just drifting. There's so many lines in this that are like, they're poetic. Like, it's back to all the brightness and everything I hate. Like, that's oddly beautiful. There's lines of dialogue in this. You know, again, they're presented as exposition. The presentation sucks. But and then, of course, the bad guys are Russians, as they always are, or always were in these movies. Is woman, she is like Lilith. Orthodox Russian Church say woman is bad, man is good. Men like war. So let us have eternal war. Women like peace. That is gay shit. Let's treat them like animal. Ooh, stabbed him right in the dick. Woo! Man, this scene is reminding me we got to watch THX 1138. We got to watch that commentary on that. That would be good. THX 1138 is fucking good. That's what got Lucas all his money. He made that, and the powers that be looked at it and said, "Oh shit, this guy knows what's actually happening." That's basically all you can do if you're a knower, if you're an epic enlightened person. All you can really do here in this purgatory is you can say, "Hey, if you don't give me what I want, I'll expose the whole narrative to everyone, and I'll fuck everything up and create so many problems that you could kill me 100 times and it wouldn't help. The problems I would create in one lifetime are so intense that you better give me what I want." You have to basically extort demons by saying, I'll break all your spells. I'll bring the fires of heaven down. I'll do whatever. Name your metaphor. In another religion, it would be, "I will take the powers of Vishnu and I will use them to remake the world." Like, whatever your religion is, that's really your only ammunition. And people like George Lucas basically did that with movies like THX 1138. They said, "I know what's going on. I know how slaves are being made and maintained. I know how the fabric of society really looks and how it works. And if you don't allow me to rise above it, I will burn it to the ground. You essentially have to become a crypto terrorist if you're an artist, and all artists who are effective, who are good, are crypto terroristic in their impulses. That's why the weakest authoritative regimes always kill the artists first, because they're the worst threat. It's not people with dynamite strapped to them, it's people making art. They're the worst threat. It's always been the case. And Vin Diesel's like, I just got out of a fentanyl trip, man. I'm fucking fried. You want to play Magic? Want to play some D&D with me? Ooh, he's giving the Emperor's thumbs down. And this guy's like, nope, I'm gonna come up right under you and bump you in the ass. Ooh. What a shitty ship. It must have been DEI, guys. That pilot, he was probably trans. That's why the ship crashed. That's why he wasn't able to evade Vin Diesel. That's the reason. So this is Helion Prime, and it is, in this movie's context, it's a weird kind of thing. I haven't read the book this was based on, which I do need to do. I am ashamed to admit I haven't read that. There's few things that cause me shame. Not having read a book is one of them. Essentially, this planet is occupied primarily by a kind of neo-Muslim futuristic religion, and it's called New Mecca. And they've built this big golden cubic structure on the planet that we just saw there. The sort of brutalist, weird columnar thing that Vin Diesel flew over. So this planet is essentially the Middle East, or it's a metaphor for the Middle East. Again, this movie came out in 2004. What happened in 2003? It's almost like there was a Western incursion into the Middle East at that time. So this movie has all these themes that are very Middle Eastern, but they're not used in a trite political way. They're used as set pieces because the original book, I'm guessing, was not written anywhere near to 2003. I'm guessing it was written in the past, which is why this movie is good. It's because it based its aesthetics and its cultures and its religions on a book that was written several decades before the time in which the movie was made, which is always what you want to do. You don't want to base a movie on a book that was written 8 months ago. And the movie's going to come across as ham-fisted and shitty, and it's going to suck. So in these lines of Vin Diesel's character, Riddick, he's just referring to events that have happened in Pitch Black. He's basically doing movie callbacks. He's like, have you guys seen Pitch Black? And his monologue when he was going onto the Fent drip to go through intergalactic travel or whatever, or to cryo suspend himself, he talked about trust. He was like, every time I trust somebody, I get fucked over. There's a great Tourette's guy line, if anybody knows what that is, where he goes, the last time I gave a shit, I got fucked. I love that line. That's basically what Riddick is saying. Last time I gave a shit about anybody, I got fucked over. Why should I do so again? And the movie is a redemption arc about Vin Diesel's character. It's not really about the action or the set pieces. It's about this character learning to actually take the risk of trusting someone despite the fact that it's fucked him over in the past. Zaza, I smoke weed. My name is Zaza. Look at my hair. It looks like buds. And again, she's referring to the events of Pitch Black, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't seen it, Riddick kills a bunch of monsters and saves some people. That's what happens. That's my 1 second summary of that shit. It's a good movie, though. I do want to talk about it at some point, but well, maybe I don't. I don't know. This movie's so much more interesting. Thematically, it's interesting. Set pieces are better. Dialogue is a bit better. Pitch Black is very stripped down. It's very much like it's like a Robinson Crusoe stranded party on a planet kind of narrative. And of course, all these Riddick movies, they steal things from Aliens. Of course they do. Every sci-fi movie made in the wake of that has stolen something, if it had anything to do with it in terms of theme. But anyway, the Imam here, who was a character in the previous movie, is saying, look, our people are disappearing and our planets are being basically colonized. And they're being colonized by this creepy Art Deco civilization. Now, who could that represent? What civilization was the progenitor of the Art Deco aesthetic. I wonder. It begins with us. Begins with the letters US. What could that represent? Again, this movie suffers from the time in which it was produced. I'm sure the book is not this blatant about these things, unless the book was written 6 months before the movie came out. I haven't done that research. That's not my point, to know about that. My point is to critique the movie and to talk about why I'm obsessed with it. Because this is a movie I rewatch every couple of years. I rewatch it because mostly I love the aesthetics and the performances, and I find its premise so strange, and it's just the aesthetic, really. I mean, the costumes, the sets, they're so strange. They seem truly alien. They seem human but alien. And Vin Diesel does a good job. He does a good performance as this creepy Master Chief-esque anti-hero who doesn't really have a personality. He's just kind of a force. He's like this Antoine Chigurh, Michael Myers kind of thing. I love it. Here's Judi Dench, the mistress of acting. Her acting, 10 out of 10 in everything she's been in. She's too good for this movie, to be honest. I'm amazed they got her for this. And she plays an elemental, a wind elemental. So she's a good witch. She's wearing white. That's how you know she's good. And I love what she says to Riddick. She says, "When I choose to speak, you should choose to listen." And he goes, "I don't even know what these necromongers are." Capitalist monger. It's like they will convert or kill every culture to capitalism. Again, this movie came out in 2004, guys. It's critiquing American imperialism, of course it is. But it's doing more than that. I feel like the book that this was based on bled through into the 2004 adaptation, and it kind of negated a lot of the crap that I just referenced about contemporary political events going on in the early zeros. That's one of the reasons I keep watching this movie in 2025, fucking 21 years after it came out. It's because it doesn't seem to be anchored by some kind of bullshit contemporary, quote unquote, political shit that was happening when it came out. It seems to transcend it. I believe more in the universe of the movie than my brain is being asked to divert its attention to the context in which the movie was produced. So the critical half of me wants to obsess about, oh, this movie came out at this time, and these were the events that were going on. What makes good stories good is they transcend the times in which they were written. It's not that they shouldn't be critiqued, it's that they're very difficult, if not impossible, to be critiqued. And they're impossible to be critiqued, or very difficult, because their themes and their symbols and their images and their ideas are not bound in a trite, superficial, surface level way to the culture of the person who wrote them. Like a good artist doesn't bind their creations to the milieu in history or the time period or the social cultural conditions or whatever that that artist happens to find themselves in. True art ignores that shit, and it focuses on aesthetics, it focuses on the generation of images and ideas that transcend or try to transcend subjective situations. You could probably separate all art into two categories. The first category would be art that fails to do what I just outlined, that fails to situate itself in a way that lets it transcend its time of origin, and then art that doesn't succeed, art that becomes a reflection only of its own time and opens itself up to criticism 100 years from its inception. And all art can be criticized, and all art should be. But artists essentially damn themselves, or they damn their memories, by resorting to sort of political kowtowing during the time that they're making their art. That's a bad thing. And this movie, again, there's parts of it that suffer from that, but it's an adaptation of a book. Again, I got to look up when the book was written. And I love it. After he kills all the SWAT team dudes, Vin Diesel's like, By the way, we were talking about something. Let's continue our conversation. He continues it like nothing happened. That's fucking great, man. Okay, what's the book this was based on? Frank Laria. Okay. All right. So this is setting up a character that's going to show up again later. Character of Jack, this goth chick that Vin Diesel met when she was cosplaying as a guy to be a part of some crew. Again, you got to watch Pitch Black. We got to watch Pitch Black, and we will. But let's look up Frank Laria. Come on. Who wrote these books? Okay. American science fiction, horror, and action media franchise. Created by Ken and Jim Wheat. Da-da-da. Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is one of those multimedia things. So the directors wrote the book. From a story by the Latter brothers. So Ken and Jim Wheat. True children of the wheat fields. True gray aliens making crop circles. Okay, so they wrote this. Interesting. So they didn't just write a script, they chose to write books. Very clever. At least you're in two different mediums. And 20 years ago, it would have been financially viable, or more so than now, to write books, too. Anyway, enough about that tangent. Just wanted to get some context in here. So we'll go back to the movie here. Essentially, the necromongers, or the United States, ooh, spooky, are landing in Gaza. The wizards in Israel have directed their U.S. golems to throw themselves like cannon fodder into Gaza or into Ukraine. The flag and symbol of which is literally an altar to Baal. I mean, it's you Google the symbolic origin of the Ukrainian flag. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious what it is. It's an altar. It's an ancient symbol for an altar. Very creepy shit. I wish it wasn't true. I wish I was insane and what I'm saying right now wasn't true. Unfortunately, it's true. Unfortunately, I'm sane. As much as I'd like to be insane. It's times we live in. Does that mean Russia's the good guys? No, it doesn't. Any more than it means Vin Diesel's the good guy in this. It's not my point. Man, it's hard not to fall prey to contemporary shit watching this movie because again, at the time it came out, there was all the Iraq war shit was going on. It was popping off. And when I watched this as a kid, couldn't help but notice some things about it. But it does transcend modern politics. And we're not going to talk about modern politics anymore in this review. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about how bad the CGI is. So the Art Deco flies, the little crafts are buzzing their way down to the planet. And the epic Muslim crescent moon, bladed, sharp-shaped, crescent moon-shaped craft are fighting the Art Deco meme. It's almost like all of reality, human reality, for the past century at least, has been a war of one aesthetic over another aesthetic. One aesthetic versus another. Be interesting to look at warfare that way. Again, there's a book that does that. It's called Red Square, Black Square. I forget the author's name, but the book is called Red Square, Black Square, and it's about how all warfare is based on competing aesthetics, competing hypnotic glyphs, which can serve the vampire lords better to enthrall their thralls. And different vampires are like, well, my aesthetic will hypnotize my goyams more than yours. Again, it's pathetic. It's stupid and pathetic. Don't get caught up in that. Realize that it is what it is and recognize it for what it is, and then ignore it. Your best tool of defense is ignorance. And I don't mean not knowing something. I mean willful ignorance, ignoring something. Change the fucking meaning of the term in your own mind because it's been weaponized against you like most of language has been weaponized by now, if not all of it. And just ignore this shit. Your greatest tool is to filter shit out, to ignore it. Again, that's what I'm going to try to do from now on. No more contemporary shit. Let's talk about the movie. I fall prey to it myself too, guys. I go off on tangents, you know. I'm bombarded by this shit. It is what it is, you know. My defenses fail sometimes. So we got these rebel soldiers fighting the necromongers. They're trying to carry a magic staff. Ooh. It's the staff from Oblivion that leads to the realm of, what the fuck's that guy's name? Sheogorath. It's Sheogorath. It's Wabbajack. This motherfucker's got Wabbajack. He's like, I'll turn you all into sheep. Oh, wait, you already are. Burn. So he just activated Wabbajack. And this guy's like, dude, don't fucking go out there. He just sent up a blue orb. I know a magic spell when I see one, man. Oh my god. I've teleported in 5,000 of my troops somehow, magically. Ooh, looks like they set off a roadside bomb. 10 Americans have just been rendered cripples. Come back home and still keep believing in the dream. I'm sure you'll be fine. And again, Riddick's like, look, God can do a lot of shit, but I can get your family out practically. Let's fucking get you out of here. Woo, straight up nuked that guy. Right in the gut. That's kind of a theme in this movie, people getting shot in the gut. I want to talk about that a little later. There's a scene coming up where there's a lot of gut shots. It's an interesting theme in this movie. The schizoid part of my brain tickles me and goes, probably pay attention to that. Attacks to the gut. Interesting. I love it. They're navigating this fucking Doom 2016 environment of just burnt out buildings and hellish vaults. God damn. It's like they're playing Path of Exile. I've been obsessed with that game lately. That game's fucking good. You should play it. If you haven't tried it, try it out. It's free. Sponsored by Path of Exile. I'm not sponsored by them, to be clear. I just like the game. We got this creepy kill squad. Riddick takes off his goggles, and we get a sense in this movie of his little power he's got. He's got this ability to see in the dark. He's like a bird of prey, like an eagle or a hawk. They see in ultraviolet, which allows them to see a spectrum that other predators can't see. It gives them an advantage. You know, U.S. picked an eagle as its symbol of its freedom. So again, Vin Diesel's character again, he's in the film. His race is Furian, which is the most pathetic, obvious, creative mutation of the word Aryan. Like basically, he's a Nazi. He's a white dude. He's a white dude who believes in Nazism, or is a radical white guy. I mean, the moniker Aryan is too obvious. I'm not against it or for it, but I can't ignore it. I can't, pretend it's not in the film. It's right in front of your fucking face. Vin Diesel is he's like the last white guy left who can see in the dark, who's communing with eagles. He's like Odin. He's communing with ravens. Oh, yes. The god of thunder. The fucked up thing is if you go back in time and you look at Rome and Carthage, the Romans and the Carthaginians worshipped different gods. The Carthaginians worshipped a god that people call Moloch, but Moloch is actually not the god. It's not the name of the god. It's the name of the act of sacrifice. Baal is the actual god, like the one from fucking Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate, right? That's the old Carthaginian god. The Romans, on the other hand, worshipped a pantheon, and then they transferred their worship to Yahweh, which was a god of thunder, basically a Mesopotamian version of Thor, or perhaps of Odin, some sort of a god of skies and clouds and thunder. So you have a god of skies and clouds and thunder versus a god of blood. And blood is a very earthly thing. It's tied to the earth. Blood requires iron, an earthly metal. So you have basically the earth versus the sky. You have Satan versus God. You have this dichotomy, this relationship between two gods that two different civilizations are worshiping. And it's no coincidence that in this movie, the villains are looking for something called underverse. They're looking to go down. They're looking to worship the earth, which you should do at times and have to do because we're all living on the earth, you know. But to want to drill into the core of the earth, metaphorically or figuratively speaking, is probably not a good idea. You're probably going to get burned up. Same thing if you go too high in the sky. But again, my point with this tangent is just to say that Riddick's character in this film and in the other films is a guy with eyes that look like a lightning storm. They're white and purplish blue. They look like a lightning storm. He's meant to represent a kind of white ideal, a kind of Aryan ideal, translated through science fiction. And now that I know that the book was written at the same time as the screenplay, it was written to be a screenplay. This was clearly meant to be, these associations are baked into the script, not just the source of the script. So again, we have this sort of Aryan rogue. And let's go back to the visuals of the movie here. The Dame, the snake. Dame Vaco. So Vaco's side hoe. He's basically fucking the snake. Her gown is made of snakeskin. He's living in an Art Deco militaristic society. And, he's fucking either the snake from Genesis or Lilith or whichever evil feminine metaphor you want to pick. I mean, pick one from another religion. It would fit the same in this template. And then we have one of my favorite scenes where they're trying to convert the people of the conquered world. And we have this priest, this preacher. And he's not preaching for some form of globalism. He's saying, no, globalism's not the answer. We're here to correct a mistake. We're here to get everybody under one banner. Another verse. A verse like a poem or a story. Like the universe, the universal verse. And he's going, no, there's an underverse. It's kind of like a subtext, really, what this guy's arguing for. There's a term in literary criticism and literary studies called subtext. And people devote their whole careers to pursuing the meaning of subtext. It's kind of like becoming one of these guys. You're huffing the aesthetic of modernism, and you're obsessed with subtext. You're obsessed with digging up subtext. Resurrecting it like a necromancer or a necromonger. Isn't that interesting? This guy's basically like, look, these guys aren't clones or robots. They're all converts. They're cattle that we gathered from distant fields and then brought them to the same slaughterhouse. It's very centralized, very efficient. We all began as soy boys. Then we took the red pill. I changed my gender. I was an inferior woman and I became a man. Man, you could meme this scene so hard, man. You could make YTPs of this. There aren't enough YTPs of this movie. In fact, there's not even one that I've seen. Fucking hell. That'd be funny as fuck. Make a YTP of this scene. Somebody do it. Basically, this blonde Jamie Lannister looking guy is like, we are a globalist planet of multiple faiths, and we're very epic. And watch what he does. He reaches into his gut. Watch where his hand goes. Where is his soul located? It's in his gut. It's at the roots of his Doubletree meme Kabbalistic self. If your gut biome is fucked up, if you're poisoned by shitty water and shitty food, then your brain, which is the flowering, fruiting, leaf-bearing part of your body, is poisoned by its roots, then you're not going to be able to think. You're not going to be able to act. The gut, I think, has been undervalued by science. I hope to God, if RFK Jr. does anything good, he'll pursue that before anything else. Pursue the gut biome health and its relationship with mental health. You got to pursue that. If you don't pursue that, you're fucked. You're wasting your time. That's the most important thing. Yes, fluoride affects the brain. It slows down cognition. It lowers IQ, blah, blah, blah. Of course it does. But the worst thing is the gut biome. That shit will rip your mind from your body. It will disembody you. I've come to believe that. I've read the studies. I've read the papers. Trust me, I'm a genius. Anyway, Vin Diesel's called out, and he's like, I'm not going to bow. And he goes, but I'll fight this fucking guy. And it's only because he sees he's got a dagger in his back. I love it. He's like, he's giving himself a artificial challenge. He's juicing maps in PoE1. He's like, I'll take the negative 20% to spell resist, just because it's fun. My build is better than this fucking game. Then we have the first confrontation between the Lord Marshal and Riddick. I love these scenes, man. They are like they're up there with Lord of the Rings in terms of their dramatic potential. They're corny, but the aesthetic of it, the design of the sets and costumes, as corny as the dialogue is, this shit is so weird. It's so of itself. It's so unapologetic. It's individualistic in a way. And he goes, this dagger sucks. It's too heavy on one end. And he says a line that's very important. You keep what you kill. Very brutal, animalistic, unevolved kind of mentality. Kind of like survival of the fittest. Kind of like the Nazis. Kind of like every culture that's said, well, we know what strength is. It's physical competency. It's physical force and the mental acuity to provide a subject with the ability to kill or maim or destroy or dominate. That's all that really matters in evolution, is the ability to dominate, kill, murder, destroy. You know, communal impulses, peacemaking, those things don't matter. Those are weak. That's the oversimplification of biology that the Nazis and many other political regimes have advanced. And in this scene, great scene, the snake tempts Vin Diesel. Lilith or Satan or the snake says, let me show you the way. And Vako's like, I'm being fucking cucked by Vin Diesel. What the fuck is this shit? He's like, I'm gonna follow them. God, his rat tail haircut fucking nasty. That's a failure of the designers of the costumes and the haircuts of this shit. But this sort of throne room thing, this area, it's great. It's like BioShock meets fucking H.R. Giger. BioShock meets H.R. Giger. This is some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen aesthetically in a science fiction film. It's so fucking singular. It's so strange. It's like this mutation of Art Deco mixed with H.R. Giger. It's so weird. I should look up who designed these sets, man. Whoever designed them, 10 out of 10. Good fucking job. I mean, the guy's helmet is like a warped rib cage, the little priest guy. They're being pierced in the neck, bitten like a vampire, except the two fang bites are on either side of the neck instead of on the same part. So, again, there's a context in which you could interpret this movie as an expose of vampiric thrall gathering influence. You know, the neck is being pierced by two needles. It's like the vampires figured out they could get thralls by building machines instead of manually biting them. It's always better to do, things through a machine than it is to do them manually. Why plow a field with a scythe when you can build a machine to do it? Why convert a goyim or a human or a thrall with your two vampire teeth when you could do it with a machine that has those same teeth and has a bit of your saliva in them or blood? We should always be more efficient. We should always be more concerned with progress, shouldn't we? Now, if we're not concerned with progress, then we're regressing. Okay, so let's rubber band back to the movie here. Vin Diesel is essentially in a Macbeth witch cauldron. He's at the bottom of the cauldron here, and we've got these creepy ass undead witches, and they're mind raping him, and he's taken the rape like a real champion. His Neuralink is being hacked. That's Elon Musk there.
Ah, yes, you have a memory of a tomboy. Oh, isn't that a weakness? Oh, let's exploit that. I'm so pathetic I have to exploit the memories of the people that I've captured and tortured. So I can't advance my empire or spread my genes or my ideas, except by exploiting and raping other people.
And this guy, one flaw with this movie, why would the Lord Marshal not immediately be able to recognize a Furion? I feel like he'd be able to immediately be like, oh, this guy has creepy eyes, kill him now. Again, this movie sucks. It's not good. It's inconsistent at best. The Lord Marshal comes across as too stupid, and Riddick has magical powers because he's the hero of the story, blah, blah, blah. And then we have the World War II graves. Oh my god. What a tragedy. All those people sacrificed to Baal. The tragedy is they didn't know who they were being sacrificed to and by whom. If they had known, they might have been able to reject that role. Ooh. Why wouldn't you just keep the witches on him too and keep him mind raped? They withdraw the witches, but the guy was fucking Riddick was done. He was subdued. Why take the witches away? I guess again it's for the purposes of the plot. They're doing that, right? Again, I'm speaking about this movie in very vague, symbolic terms. I understand that what I'm saying sounds a bit strange and fucked up and insane. But the movie is trafficking in a lot of symbolic registers at once, like most movies do these days. They're plundering multiple cultures and multiple historical eras for symbolic inspiration, which is not a bad thing. But again, this movie's doing this constantly, and it does it in such a way that again, I keep coming back to it. It's sort of hypnotic. It has a quality to it that hypnotizes me personally to keep watching it because it's so fucking strange. There we just had a ship that looked like a coffin with like an image of Charlemagne or some kind of medieval European king on it. And again, you just get a flash of it, but it's like you're being psyoped. You're getting little flashes of imagery that are very ancient and have been fed to you throughout your development as a human being, as a Western subject. You're getting these random flashes of significant imagery. And this movie does it in a very cavalier way. I mean, this guy's dressed like a monk now, which makes no fucking sense. Like, why would the bounty hunter be wearing a robe? Oh, he was concealing himself. He was hiding. Okay, sure, but he could have just worn a fucking skin tight mask. Why did he have to wear a robe? It's weird. It's like an inquisition. You know, the implication is that Reddit is a heretic. The implication is that Riddick is a heretic, and this bounty hunting team is taking him to be re-educated at the Vatican's pedo camp. I love a good smash and grab. Couldn't we have gotten some Haitian children to bring back to the Vatican? Oh, yeah. You've got some, like, MILF chick here, and... Okay, now they're sending out a fake probe. It's like, why didn't they do this before? Hi, Mr. Plinkett interrupting Madman. If they had this fake probe, why didn't they use that before? Like maybe when they were hunting Riddick, they could have sent it out to shoot like little bullets or bombs or lasers at him. Then maybe it would have been distracted enough that they didn't have to lose like an entire crew of him. Seems like their ship's been capable of that because it's the same fucking ship. Why didn't they send that thing out before? And again, now he's threatening Riddick with, by the way, cheers to Mr. Plinkett for dropping in. But basically, Riddick is gaming them. He's gaslighting them into sending the ship rather to the prison that he wants to go to because Jack is there. His epic goth GF. His creepy ass, 1/3 his age, nubile chick. You know, nubile. What's the term? Tomboy. She's a tomboy. I love it. He's like, this crew seems a bit skittish, bro. He's taunting him. Would they even still know what buses are? This is like the year 2300 or some shit. Would they still know what a bus is? I don't know about that metaphor, man. I'm nitpicking, but I don't know. I would have said something different. I would have written like, I wouldn't have had him say anything. I just would have had him blow smoke in his face and laugh. That would have been better. Don't say anything. There's a lot of moments in a lot of media, whether it's TV shows, movies, books, whatever, when you would do a lot better to have your characters not say anything and just actually act or move or behave. Motions and actions are a lot more effective than words in certain cases. I love this. He's got some kind of liquid iron hematite virtual globular fucking table here. It's got gesture capabilities. It's Google Gesture. Welcome to Google Gesture, the next phase of AI rape of humanity. You and your Nazi friends can talk about which planets to conquer, and you all can just raise your hand, and planets will rise and fall out of the bullshit on the table. And ooh, I wonder if Vaco is thinking of betraying the Lord Marshal. I wonder. I feel like the rhyme between lens and cleanse is a bit forced. You know, lens him out and cleanse him. Why would you say lens him out? And I love this. Then we have the snake woman, Cleopatra, Lilith, Satan, burning her eyes. It's not enough to use black eyeshadow. That's not BDSM enough. We have to actually burn our eyelids because the pain makes us come in this era. Oh, yes. The allure of pain. So sexy. Again, this is melodramatic as fuck. It's corny as fuck. It's part of the reason I love this movie is it just owns it. Like the aesthetic is so outlandish. The room they're in right now, it looks so insane. the Art Deco acid trip of the room, the dialogue would have to be this stupid to match the aesthetic of the room. It's so nuts. The portholes that look like they're on a fucking submarine, that makes no fucking sense. He's got a snakeskin garb on right now, just like her. Like he's being influenced by the snake. Like, duh. And God, his white trash rat tail haircut makes me want to puke. I mean, fucking Shakespeare is rolling in his grave watching this, but goddamn if it isn't funny. I mean, when this movie's at its worst, it's at least funny. Of course he hits her. God damn, slaps the shit out of her. Man slaps soul out of woman on subway. Now they're gonna have angry sex. Of course. Turns out she likes that. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, eat each other's faces. Mmm. Exchange bacteria. Get your mouth bacteria mixed together. Mmm. Get your gut biomes mixed together. Ooh, yes. So fucking corny, man. And great detail. Hard to see. Vako's wife, this snake chick, there. She has the scars on either side of her neck because she took the necromonger convert thing. She has the vampire bite. It's just that the fangs were separated and they pierced either side of her neck instead of piercing them like two fangs would traditionally pierce them in vampire narratives. Same type of thing. Oh, man. Despite how much I've derided this culture of the necromongers, I do think their aesthetic is kind of badass. I kind of love it, man. It's like Rome showing its true colors. It's like, yeah, we're dark as fuck. Fuck you. It's like, bow to us or fucking die. Like, just be honest about it, man. Just show your colors. And he's also consorting with the air elemental, the Brep elemental of Judi Dench. And this snake chick is telling Vako, they're all spies. Fuck them. Fuck Judi Dench. And she goes, you be my good cuck boy. Be my soy boy. My simp. Find out why the Lord Marshal is threatened. Yes. And this scene here is so unnecessary and so stupid that I love it. It's the dumbest scene in the whole film. This muscle-bound, tomboyish chick, which is similar to the chick Riddick is journeying to this prison to find. You know, she's sort of like a false version of that chick. That's the only redeeming way I can interpret this scene. But she starts smelling him. She's like, male pheromones. God, I need to come. And she starts sort of fucking with him. And then we have a scene of our captain adjusting his nuts. He's straight up peeling his balls from his thigh there. And she's like, are you awake? Can I female rape you? Can I look into your eyes? And he goes, ooh. You know the female thing where you grab a man's thigh? He goes, I'm more creepy than you are, bitch. You trying to out-creep me? Fuck you. She was trying to assert dominance over him the only way a woman can over a man, by being creepier than he is. And he goes, no, bitch, I'm way fucking creepier. I just don't care about you. Goddamn Chad moved to that fucking sexual competition loadout. These guys, he's straight up drinking like, what is this shit? Of course, they have him chugging from a bottle of booze. Yeah, why not? He's drinking fucking Patron out of a fucking crystal glass. And I love it. The detail of Riddick pushing his glasses down to his face, his goggles, by leaning his head up against the roof. That's of the shuttle. That's great. Again, there's little things in this that make it fun. Now we arrive at crematoria, basically hell. And they drift into this little garage for ships just as the sun is rising. And we get a bit of a taste of what sunrise looks like on this planet. It's like they're on fucking Mercury. And of course, they have a button that reads Party Poppers. That makes complete sense. That's totally cool. That's not contrived or stupid at all. Just keep it a red button, man. God damn. They think the audience is so stupid that when the guy says Party Poppers and then he presses the emergency button, that the button itself has to say Party Poppers on it, or else you'd be too stupid to understand what was happening. Riddick in these cups reminds me of that video of the midget from Las Vegas where he's like, I can break these cups. You can't break those cups. Didn't that guy just shit himself 2 minutes ago? Did he change his pants? Or is Riddick just... Is he sitting on Riddick with pants full of shit? That's a greater torture than the cuffs, man. That's fucking awful. God damn. We got some bad CGI here. This is like some Donkey Kong mineshaft shit. And I love it. Riddick's just carefully calculating. He's like, every so often we pass over a ridge that they didn't mine out. It's like there are interim areas between... He just shrugs. And he knows Toombs doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm just removing guys from the eventual crew that I'm going to have to kill. Or kill my way through to get out of here. "29 kilometers. You'd think gravity would start to have an effect on you down that low. There was a recent paper that came out, or a study that said that the core of the Earth, if you were living there, under some sort of Hyperborean white star, kind of dwarf star shit, time would be 2 years removed from time on the surface. Wonder if that's true. I mean, there's probably nobody at the core of the Earth, but if there was, a 2-year time difference is a big deal. It means a lot for both the surface dwellers and the dwellers of that potential realm. 2-year time difference is a big deal. Opens up all sorts of opportunities for manipulation. Creepy thing. And Riddick advises his captors. He says, you should probably take the money, guys. You're not going to get a better offer. He's like, I know where your safe is, you fucking silly billy. Ooh, they're all touching their guns. They're stroking their dicks. Ooh, jacking off. Jacking off to Riddick. What a prize piece of meat. The theme of the wiping of the goggles, too. That's what the guy did during the mineshaft thing. And he's like, have some vodka and lower your IQ by 20 points. This is 80% alcohol. About Aragorn's ghost army from Lord of the Rings. Meanwhile, all this bullshit is happening. Riddick's like, I'm just going to crawl up this fucking... He just twists his legs inhumanly. fucking crawling up the rope. God damn. It's like, Trump, you can stay as my guest in Russia while we run the numbers on the number of European white males that can be sacrificed in Ukraine over the altar of Baal. If you can continue the war, we might have a relationship. If you cannot, well, there will not be enough sacrifices for me and my God. And I will take my God's wrath out on you. Damn, this movie's prescient, guys. I didn't realize it was talking about shit going on fucking 20 years after it was made. Again, it's why I love this movie. Very prescient. Ooh, but here's the tomboy GF he's been avoiding. He takes off his goggles to see her in full purple. The purple pussy. And this British guy's like, oi, mate, I know how to be down here because I'm a fucking veteran prisoner. And he's like, I'm the dungeon master of your game here, white boy. I'm gonna kick people in the face because I'm the DM. You're playing D&D with your life right now, mate. And I'm the guy you're supposed to answer to. Vin Diesel goes, I'm just passing through. I'm not playing your game. I'm just passing through it. Onto other shores and other games. Ooh. Ooh, but his tomboy GF is fucking with him. Again, there's a clear connection between this scene and the scene when Vako's snake-garbed necromonger GF tried to fuck with him. Vin Diesel's been tempted now by two different women. One woman who was trying to corrupt him and tempt him based on his strength, based on his potential to take over the Necromonger throne. And now this chick is trying to tempt him based on his past memories of her. It's the future and the past tempting the present to corrupt itself. It's future and past memories, future hopes or promises. And again, Vin Diesel's not tempted, but he is exposed. He is... His character, his Riddick character, is opened up by this, sort of ripped open by it. Then we have the Necromonger ship. Ooh, very creepy. The priest talking to the warrior. And sort of testing him. And ooh, the priest is testing him. He's like, we're so far from the center, far from the core. It's like an inquisitor from fucking Warhammer 40k. Like, oh, do you have any doubts, Vako? Testing his loyalty. He's wearing the same snakeskin shit that his wife was wearing. But he's telling this guy, no, I'm fully loyal. This guy does a great performance. Whoever plays this priest dude with the skeletal thing on his head does a great job. I love this scene too, which is hard cut to Judi Dench's character in chains. Physical chains for a non-physical being, somehow they work. It's just not explained. I'm okay with that. It's just funny. And then we have this snake chick. Again, very elaborate costumes in this. It's sort of like the Star Wars prequels meme where, well, the guys taking their girlfriends to dates to see this movie are so clueless that they took their dates to a science fiction film in the first place. So we'll give the poor women who are bored out of their minds on these dates something to look at by making the costumes interesting. It's like a boon. It's like, all right, girls, we'll throw you something. Just don't leave the theater. Sit there and keep watching. Again, evil black chick, good white chick. Racist much, guys? Just takes a fucking straight up Klingon battle sword. And then, ooh, she just floats over the divide. It's like white witches have had a lot more time to become witches than black witches have. Or they've accelerated their relationship with Satan, whatever the fuck the subtext is here. The underverse text. The white witches are like, you black chicks with your voodoo, don't fuck with us. We'll turn you fucking upside down and inside out. We've been doing voodoo shit a lot longer than you, or else a lot better for a shorter time. And then again, we do another hard cut back to the Necromonger HQ when she's like, I'm going to summarize the lore of these books about Furians, aka Aryans, aka white people, being killed at birth or sacrificed to Baal, or killed in giant European theaters of war in World War I and II, to the point where all the young, virile, patriotic males were straight up bled out on altars so that old men and spoiled children could lead more degenerate, pleasure-seeking lives at the expense of the deaths of those people. I mean, the counterpoint to that, to be fair, is that we just have a sort of a culture of endless warfare, which is not any better than a culture of endless peace. I mean, there has to be a balance, doesn't there? Ooh, they're speaking through the dead women. Very creepy shit. Cleanse Riddick. Give him an enema. Stuff him full of cloves and absinthe and black walnut, and cleanse him. Ooh, did Vako kiss the corpse too, like she did? We don't know. We don't see it. Back into the styrofoam crypt with you. But ooh, creepy priest man was listening. Meanwhile, Riddick's taking a shower in what is almost certainly reactor runoff or sewage or some kind of nasty ass quote unquote water. Again, he comes face to face with this chick. Girl from the previous film. He's like, look at me, I've been here a long time. You can't remember her name and you've been here 18 years? God damn, man, what do you have, Alzheimer's? Can't remember your wife's fucking name? I would have carved it into my fucking arm. This guy's a retard. Oh shit, guys, it's the wargs. I love that this guy's advising him like he hasn't already been here. Doesn't know who he is. So I guess these things are supposed to be some sort of elaborate culling mechanism for the prisoners, like just set alien wolves on them every now and then to kill them. I mean, it's really for fun. It's all for entertainment. It's all for fun, right? God's fun watching us suffer. It's the prison guards of reality, watching us writhe in our cages. How pathetic do you have to be to gain amusement from that? How animal, how low do you have to be to derive amusement from that? You've been drinking your own Kool-Aid if you think this is amusing. You call yourself a god? Whether it's real or fake, the scenarios, man, they're so tired, so boring. But this scene is very good with Riddick interacting with the wolf. Oh, he's going to use his epic, true Thor, Loki, Yahweh, thunder eyes to commune with the beast. Oh, maybe he is. Oh, they have the same eyes as him. How convenient to the narrative. For real, though, I love this scene. He just stares the thing in the face. It's great. This stupid fuck walks in on him fucking petting the thing.
I just fucked this thing. We both had a good time. It was consensual. These things have minds equivalent to humans. I really needed a good fuck.
Fucking the corny lines in this, man. I have such a soft spot for them. They're so fucking good.
It's an animal thing. It's a furry thing. Have you been to Furry Con? We took over a Hilton hotel, but they wouldn't let us back after what we did to it.
Ooh, he's feeling up your ass. Ooh, right in the balls. There he goes. Ooh, overextended yourself there. Now it's time to be forcefully loved. Ooh. This is one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever. It's so fucking stupid and so genius at the same time.
I take my wounded and go.
He's got a fucking Skyrim mace. It's like, it's tea, you retard. I'm a British person. The Brits are steeped in evil. Don't test us. I'll kill you with my teacup. He straight up carves the guy's heart with a broken cup. So, this is beyond cartoon shit, man. And then he goes even further. He's like, oh, let's make things more absurd. I'll take a fucking pin. It's so fucking stupid. Oh my god, man. Oh, it's so beautifully dumb. There's Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, and then there's Beautifully Dumb by the creators of Riddick. I've become beautifully dumb. That should be the title of this video. Beautifully dumb. Whenever I'm compelled to do a commentary on movies like this, it's because they're so dumb. They achieve beauty. It's not they're so bad it's good. They go beyond that. They're actually beautiful. How stupid they are. God damn. And again, Vin Diesel spent his time on that frozen planet to protect this chick. And she betrayed him. She left him. Abandoned him. It's the classic trope of the male provider didn't spend enough time at home with his wife. Duh, 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 duh. Do you enjoy having a home? Do you enjoy having children? It might be that your man has to be away for a bit to provide for you. That might just be a part of reality. If you don't like it, get out of the kitchen. Literally, cunt. That trope is so goddamn tired. I hope it dies and is never revived. The trope of the absentee husband. It's one thing if when you're at home you aren't engaging with your family. If you're also absent then, which a lot of dads are, then that's one thing. But if you're working a lot, you're working a lot to provide for your family. I mean, for fuck's sake. It's so goddamn tiring, man. It's just played out. It's boring. It's whether it's true or not, its usefulness as a trope in fiction is so tired and worn out and wrung out. And this movie's almost making fun of it. I mean, Riddick and this chick never had kids. They're not a family, but she has the same reaction to him. It's so fucking absurd. This guy's like, nobody leaves. Nobody leaves this prison. It's like, dude, this guy just tamed a wolf that's been used to cull your prison population for however many years. You might want to listen to what he's saying. She's straight up sucking on the little pin he left. I'm sucking on Riddick's pin, Dick. He saw this on our iPad. The Russian iPad is less efficient and less high resolution than American iPad, but it does same job. This guy's like a straight up like autistic savant. Just slaps him on the face. Oh, Toombs, you moron. What do you mean by them? What race are you referring to when you say them? I ain't referring to nobody. Just them, you know. You referring to the United States? To the Jews? To who? Who are you referring? Woo! The fight between the mercs. Oh, the autistic guy's playing his role as the tank. There he goes. Ooh, blasted into the shelves. Man, this is what Starfield should have been. It should have been this type of shit. This kind of greasy ass, subterranean, fucking nasty fighting. If Starfield had been more like Fallout, it would have done so much better. Tomb straight up goes down to the prison. Burns his hands on the rope. Whoa! Nice dodge on that RPG. Ooh! Not quite a dodge. Again, What Riddick said rather prophetically was,
When it happens, it'll happen fast. Like me coming, I come within 20 seconds. It's a very serious problem.
steps on his fucking head. He straight up climbs the rope. His upper body strength is just off the charts. God damn, man. Holy shit. Beautifully dumb. Comfortably dumb. Oh shit, the black penis ship has tracked you straight down to hell. What are you going to do now, Vin Diesel? He just straight up opens up all the cells. He's like, fuck it, let them all go. He's like, no, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to leave you here to die.
I'll leave you to the Darwin Awards. If you have enough strength to keep going, then you'll keep going. If not, not even I could save you. Figured out the US is coming for me.
It's like fucking Sherlock Holmes exposition. Like, oh yes, you came from Bangladesh with a small dot of red paint on your shoe. Riddick's basically like, this is exactly what happened. God, this movie's so fucking stupid. Instead of taking the money. Con! Pulls a fucking James T. Kirk from the cage. I love it. The elevator just is like, it's just on giant oiled screws like it's some fucking plumbing apparatus. Thirty clicks, is that 30 kilometers? That's fucking nuts. There's one of the best lines in this. He goes, there's going to be one speed, mine. We're all vampires. If the sun hits us, we'll burn up and go to hell. The crematoria run. God damn, this scene is so fucking good. In a lot of ways, it's the best scene in the movie. It's just them trying to escape the sun. It's so fucking good. This creepy ass black knife landscape while the mercs are running underground. They're in the blood tunnels running underneath while the good guys are running above ground. Fuck me, man. So good. Jumping over fucking volcanic pits. Again, this whole sequence, it's very Aeon Flux. The second film in this trilogy, of which this is the third film technically, the second film is an Aeon Flux animation. It's the animation was done by the same people who did Aeon Flux, and it's no surprise they chose this type of science fiction narrative to devote their animation skills to, because goddamn, it fits thematically. It fits. It's so absurd and strange and insane. We get a nice close up of the sunrise. God, it's like an evil angel burning everything in its path. Here's the child smugglers in the tunnels, hoping that they'll be spared. And they're like, oh, we're going to open the hatch. Probably shouldn't do that, bro. I think you're going to find this was very ill-advised. Sniping up from the caves. Good luck with that. No chance if you keep spouting nonsense lines instead of running. Goddamn idiot. Again, the sets in this are so good, man. It's snowing ash on the planet. They're going through weird geodesic, burnt out domes and weird geological shit. These sweaty guys are underground, poking up through the ash. Fuck. Man, this movie's just fun. It's fun. No more run for you, Ukraine. Your sacrifices to Baal are insufficient. Russia and the US can sacrifice more white men on the altar than you can. Riddick's like, no, we're going to end the sacrifices shit. Sacrifice you instead. How about we do that? How about we sacrifice the sacrificers? Serve the servants. Kill the killers. The ash raining down. God damn, this is so good. It's like Planet Auschwitz. Fucking hell. It's collecting on top of them. It's like snow. Fuck, man. This is so beautiful. The aesthetic of this. So perfect. Leaves him in the ash.
He's like, I might actually care about you, bitch. But I'm too badass to admit it other than in a roundabout way, like I just did. For the sake of the narrative. To make me seem more human.
Oh. They're climbing Ayers Rock before sunrise. Good luck, Elon. You go to Mars. This is going to be you. Except it won't be a burning sun. It'll be a minus 50, nasty, cold, oxygen deprived, suffocating atmosphere of nothing. There's not even any atmosphere on Mars. It's totally fucked. Good luck converting that. What? You're going to convert it to a habitable planet? Then what do you have? The planet of war? I'll be the Lord of War. Good luck, man. War will consume you. Every lord of that planet has been consumed.
Get that ass clapping. Get twerking. Get twerking, Kitara. We can twerk the sunrise away.
Ooh. God damn, the rocks are being roasted. This is such a good scene, man. The tension is so good. So well built. They're hiding in the fucking... It's like hiding in a coral reef underground. Underwater. Trying to claw your way up. She's like, come save me, man. It's like, don't become a full-on Nazi. Don't give in to the Darwinian nature. Save me. I want to be saved. Exercise mercy. Do you have mercy? Do you have humanity? Or are you just as soulless as the opponents of your ideology? Look at the magma, the fire blasting over that dark rock terrain. He's like, listen to me. I'm making an executive order. Give me the fucking rope. I love this scene, man. Covers himself with water. God damn. Fuck me. This is so good. He grabs her, the guy gets fucking vaporized. He swings up like fucking Tarzan. So fucking nuts. Holy shit, that's great, man. Smoking like Orpheus. Just grabbed Eurydice out of hell and pulled her out. He didn't look at her because he had the goggles. That's the trick. You can't look back if your eyes are shielded. Create ways to see without seeing. Create ways to listen without listening. Maybe you can save your bride. Again, it's a semantic thing. It's like the whole I am no man thing from Return of the King. Semantics matter. If there are gods, they seem to care a lot more about semantics than we think they do. It's almost like language is a series of spells. And if you can circumvent, break, or control those spells, you can control reality. Anybody can. You just have to educate yourself. I hate not being the bad guy. God, that's bad dialogue. That's so fucking bad. She should have just said shit, and they should have cut. Minimize the dialogue. If you have any semblance of self-awareness, you should know your dialogue sucks for a movie like this. Just have people say less. That's their hanger. That's their means of escape. That's it. Oh, how'd she calculate that in her calculator brain? 3 minutes? How the fuck do you figure that? I love the subplot with this guy and his wife, Ellen. He's like, I was lying to you. I didn't forget. I'm an Irishman. Eye to eye. Just help me get off this hell. They encounter these fucks. Again, evil should be fought by another kind of evil. Very Sun Tzu. Let's play. Samuel Beckett. I shall do nothing from now on other than play. Based mentality. Ooh, Riddick. Are you badass enough to rescue the princess? No! Blast them away, yes. Woo! Pew pew! Her bladed boots are fucking badass. That needs to be a thing in like RPGs where you have a rogue or an assassin or a thief character that has blades in their boots. Like the boots are the actual offensive weapon, or they give like offensive stats. There's specific pairs of boots for assassin characters so they can kick people to death. That's awesome. I feel like that's been underutilized. That should be a thing in fantasy games. Bladed boots. It's underused. Whoa! Man, Riddick's so good, he's got the shaky cam. This guy's got his goth finger ring things, whatever the fuck those are called. Ooh, but there's Vaco. He's stalking, he's waiting. Ooh! Not Cybar. He was my favorite character that we knew nothing about. Poor Cybar, finest mind of his generation. Ooh. Whoa, he just straight up severed that guy's head. God damn. God, the movies that came out after The Matrix were so polluted by its slow-mo, John Woo kung fu bullshit that we get scenes like this. It would have been far more effective and far better if we had a static shot of Riddick fighting one guy after they all got blown up or something. I mean, goddamn, these kung fu Matrix John Woo. Oh God, they date this so hard, man. Just sucks. And it's not Riddick who fucks over Vaco. It's Irish dude. Oh, he's gonna do the spine break. Ooh!
Say hi to Stephen Hawking for me. You're now part of his ilk.
Ooh, and here they are about to kill Riddick. Jack comes in the clutch. Jack comes in the clutch. Riddick's on his back. Will she be able to save him? She's weak. Low body mass index, and now we have Vaco fully armored with at least 4 of his cronies behind him. Oh, more like 14. Okay. He's got his Roman pauldrons on. He's got the power of evil Art Deco at his back. And Riddick here seems to be outnumbered. Do you think we can even bet on him, Tom? Do you think that he's got a chance here? Well, I don't know, Rick. I mean, he is the hero or the anti-hero of this movie, and we've got a bit of a slow-mo thing happening. Oh, looks like his paternal memory is coming in to help him here. This is one of the cringiest scenes in the whole movie. I am your African mother of white people, for some reason, somehow. And my ring neck African neck is going to give you some sort of ancestral spiritual resistance to evil Art Deco. I'm going to give you a seizure from beyond the grave. And this is such bullshit. They just should have had him fight. Just have him do some V for Vendetta shit. Good God, man. He's seizuring up. Kill him. Oh, but he uses a Dovahkiin shout somehow. It's such horse shit. God, this movie's so bad. Why am I doing a commentary on this? This is such crap. Oh man, roast me all you want, guys. I saw this when I was like 12, and I didn't understand the symbolism back then, um, but the visuals were cool. They still are. I'll say it. The visuals hold up. It's just everything else that doesn't. It's the shitty writing does not hold up. Never does. So they think, we'll just leave Riddick to die. We'll ignore the chick that's obviously crouched behind a rock right next to us. We'll just climb right over her. She's right there next to you. You could blow her brains out in a fraction of a second. But the narrative doesn't want that to happen. I do like her curly dark hair, though. I've always been a sucker for curly dark hair. Long, curly dark hair. And who saves Riddick? It's the heretic priest. And he finally takes off his Hot Topic goth fingernail things. Ring things. He's like, I've renounced Hot Topic, Riddick. This world is hot enough. And again, they just leave him for dead. They've kidnapped his GF, and they think he's dead, or they don't care. But this scene is very good. The scene with this heretic Warhammer priest talking to him. He's like, the Lord Marshal wasn't sure if Fako could kill you, and if he failed, I'm supposed to tell you this. The Lord Marshal is so afraid of you that he's giving you an out. He's saying, don't come back, and you won't be hunted. Just give us your GF. Give us the girl you love more than anything. His hand on his chest, or his mother's hand. That's their maternal blood, their mitochondria. He was a Furian. This blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy is like, look, the enemy caught me, but I'm still one of you. I've done questionable things. That's a Roy Batty line from Blade Runner, ripped off by this movie. And he's like, they're gonna fuck her up. And this guy's somehow broken the programming. He's broken the conditioning. The Furian in me hopes you won't listen. Good line. Very good line. He doesn't say what it is. This is an example of where the writers succeeded there. He's just like, I've dreamed of it. Is he talking about Riddick's success? Is he talking about his own death? About the Furians being saved? Who knows? He raises his hand just before it's burnt off. And he gets up. God damn. What a death scene. One of the best death scenes in science fiction films is this guy's death. Beautifully done. It's the same shitty-ass dagger that Riddick took from the crony of his enemy. And of course, it's the same ship. It's the bounty hunter ship.
Your Art Deco empire ends here. You've been using the aesthetic for the wrong reasons. You've made it corny and shitty and stupid. I'm here to reclaim it for my people.
And now he's like, you've been my #1 ass licker, Vako. You're the #1 simp, the greatest cuck for the Empire, and now I give you the helmet of greatest cucks. You and your snake, devil, Satan, Lilith, wife have done great things for me. His chest has hearts on it, like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. That's not an unintentional thing. His breastplate, the Lord Marshal's, has these heart-shaped, repeating shapes right down the front of it, like on a card, repeating the same crisp shape like that. It's the King of Hearts. It's like the Queen of Hearts, right? And this woman, she's speaking outside the religion. She's like, oh, he's dead. And if we've said he's dead, he must be dead. We have to believe it. But she has doubts. And he talks to Judi Dench. And she doesn't really answer him. She says, shouldn't I? Aryan. Again, Furian, Aryan. She's literally Aryan. Aeryan. Fuck off. It's Aryan. Duh. Aryan. God, Judi Dench is so underused in this, man. She's so much better than this movie. Her ability to perform is wasted on this. What's interesting too, the sequel to this movie, which came out in like 2015, is actually not bad. The sequel where Riddick takes over the Underverse Empire and then they oust him. They strand him on a planet, bringing him back to his roots. It's very cyclical. It's very horseshoe theory. It's very resumption, hero's journey type of thing, where the hero succeeds, but in his success loses his heroism, and so he has to be brought back down cyclically to his beginnings, which is what happens in Riddick 2015. Which is again another movie we should do a commentary on that. It's fun. It's fun for me to talk about this type of shit. It's interesting. So here they are leaving Helion Prime with their new slaves. They've converted all the ISIS and Hezbollah terrorists to Judaism and Christianity, and they're sucking them back up into the ships, the Art Deco ships. The snake is eating its own tail. But she senses something's wrong, something's not right. She feels a disturbance in the dark side of the Force. Ooh, why is she fighting her way through the ranks? What is she worried about? Her outfit is so epic. What does she sense? Oh, those blue, thunderous eyes, the eyes of the storm of Thor. And she's like, this motherfucker's on our ship. He's like, bitch, are you on crack? Are you fucking hallucinating? Are you on Fent? I told you not to take the Fent drip. It's supposed to convert you. It's not supposed to become your addiction. And now, again, the treacherous snake. She's saying, I have more faith in Riddick than I do in you. she thinks that. She thinks her own companion, her own quote-unquote husband, whatever he is, isn't as good as Riddick. Using faith to manipulate him. The mental gymnastics, the justifications, it's all here, guys. All the dramas of Shakespeare in this movie, but without any of the quality of writing. It's all bullshit. It sucks ass. But hey, I like it all the same. It's fun. It's fun to talk about, at least. The Lord Marshal's like, I paid for Nintendo Switch 2, and Animal Crossing hasn't received an update for it yet. Vaco, contact Nintendo. Tell them if they don't give us an update soon, they'll all be converted by force. This chick on New Mecca, the wife of the Imam who died. Oof, they're warping out. They're just leaving people on this planet unconverted. I guess the women and children aren't good soldiers, so they just leave them behind. They don't even bother to kill them. Zaza, go inside and smoke a bowl. Get high. You're going to need to be high for what is coming. Ooh, he's gonna go full exterminatus on this fucking planet. Ooh. That's right, they cleanse the planet after it's been harvested. After they've got enough Baal sacrifices, enough thralls, enough soldiers. They just rape the planet to death. Good way to ensure that your enemy's children don't produce a new generation that will oppose you. Just fucking kill everybody. Love it. He just kills the fucking drone. A lenser. Ugh. A living eyeball. A golem eye. Creepy shit, man. My God. Ooh. It's a fucking Oblivion character. I will kill him for you, my master. The King of Hearts. This is Alice in Wonderland. But it will not be his Wonderland. It will be his hell. Ooh, a nice whip. Yeah, nice cracker motif. Yeah, let's go with that. As if it wasn't obvious enough. That's such a bullshit scene, man. Belittles the interesting science fiction aesthetic of this whole thing. Again, there's so many obvious parallels in this. There's so many scenes and moments in this that if they were cut, it would elevate the whole film. Again, look at the set design, look at the props, look at the amount of effort that was put into the general aesthetic of this whole place. All of the Star Wars prequels, as a low-hanging fruit example, are so much worse than this. It's laughable. Also, I gotta say, Path of Exile probably stole some imagery from this. The creepy Romanesque / kind of mutated Art Deco aesthetic of this, it reminds me a lot of Path of Exile. It's very interesting. Again, there's an H.R. Giger element to it too. It's H.R. Giger plus Roman aesthetics plus Art Deco. It's sort of equal numbers of all three of those influences. Taunts them towards the screen with that and kills them both. God damn. Ooh, Lord Marshal, min-maxed reaction time. Arrogant fuck. Should have just killed him. I turned your GF into a true goth. I vampire raped her in the neck, and now she's one of mine. You little cuck. Change your path to my path. You'll crawl out of my anus after living there. Ooh. Here's your epic GF. The corpse of her that I've revived. Raped and destroyed on every level. Don't you want her? She's been raped and destroyed by me. Doesn't that entice you to follow my path? And I love it. He just says, "Are you with me?" And she just ignores it. She's just reading lines off a fucking teleprompter. She's just reciting what she's been controlled to say. And Riddick says again, "Are you with me?" And she just walks past him. He knows she's already gone. He realizes they've taken everything from him. So he has nothing to lose. So why would he convert? You killed everything I know. Again, these two conniving snake fucks in the stands. It's like they're watching Abe Lincoln's assassination attempt, waiting in the wings. Ooh, and I love it. He just waves his hand. Oh, and his ear's cut, kind of like how Trump was shot. Interesting parallel. 21 years ahead. A dictator cut at the ear. A single warrior with blue eyes bringing him down. Oh, but the fight's not going to be quick. He moves outside of time. He's got Tesla's notes. He's got all sorts of dark magics at his disposal. Ooh. God damn. This is so much more interesting than anything in the Matrix series. This fight, to me, is way more interesting. There's just more at stake. Judi Dench is watching. Judi Dench is watching the fight. That's how you know it's interesting. He's like, "I'll reach into his gut biome and rape him on a level that is unimaginable to most." Oh. Ooh. It's like the Fast and the Furious movies sucked. Acknowledge that they sucked. They were shit films. You did them for money.
He's like, "No. I did them for money so I could do better films like this one. I'm not a slave to Hollywood. You fuck."
I love it. He pulls out a fucking prop spear from the statue and starts swinging at it. Holy shit, this movie's great. Ooh! Fucking Christ. Stabbed him right in the chest. God damn. Ooh! Broke the spear on him. Fuck. He's like, give me a better weapon, one that's not a prop made of styrofoam. Oh, God, blood on the teeth. That's something that they don't do anymore in action scenes. People bleeding from their teeth, from their gums, after being hit in the face. It's effective. Oh, it's Kira. Oh, these Art Deco props were the death of me. The unnecessary spikes, they served no aesthetic purpose. They were just there for the lulz. Ooh, and then Vako comes down. Again, infighting among evil elites. Beautiful thing. He's got a spear right in his spine. And it's his own sowing of discontent, of distrust, his own adherence to militarism that kills him. And she looks away. The snake woman doesn't even want to see it. So her gaze is pulled away. Her all-seeing eye is blind. And as treachery comes down upon its king, and the king tries to escape, he falls right into Riddick's trap. And Riddick kills him. Breaks the dagger off. Kicks him in the face. What would be the odds of that? The Aryan says, smiling from up on high in the wind. What would be the odds of that? But poor Riddick is asking the same question over and over again.
You got bit by vampires. Weird sci-fi technological Art Deco vampires.
But she stayed with him. She helped him win at the cost of her own life. Everyone's just watching him. He just lies down on the throne. He's just exhausted. It's the first chair he finds. Everyone comes up to meet him. All these thralls, these ants, these bees, these insects. And I love Vin Diesel's expression. Takes his hand off his face in total disbelief, and then there's this panning out. Again, this whole throne room, the whole set, gorgeous, creepy, alien, strange, unbelievable. An H.R. Giger nightmare filtered through Art Deco. It's so fucked. You keep what you kill. Holy shit. Corny, over-exaggerated, badly written, corny as fuck in general, but one of my favorite movies ever. And we are going to do the sequel to this movie and the prequels at some point. So I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll watch my channel, the three of you that actually give a shit. I hope you'll watch and enjoy these movies with my commentary. That being said, thank you for watching if you have gotten this far, and I hope you're doing well in your life, as always. I hope that you and your family are doing well. Hope you're making money. Hope you're staying stable, and I hope that life is treating you with fair but appropriate and self-affirming and self-improving challenges. That's the point. And, as necromongers say, you do keep what you kill. If you kill a bad part of yourself, it's yours. Forever. With that having been said, guys, thank you again for watching, and as always,
Peace out.